Good morning, Vice President candidates.
Good morning.
I'm going to ask you 2 questions, and each of you will have the opportunity to answer them both. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Candidate number 1, candidate number 2, and candidate number 3. Before you answer the question, I need for you to say your name and then answer the question. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Question number 1. In what ways will you attempt to cut down on bullying?
Hello, my name is Maya Hollywood. I will encourage bullies and try to make them feel special because the reason they most likely are bullying is because they've been hurt or they've seen someone else do it.
Candidate number 2, in what ways will you attempt to cut down on bullying?
Hello, my name is Lauren Francis, and I will start teaching kids that bullies are not allowed at Carver. So if they want to continue, they should not be allowed at Carver. To me, bullying is a cowardly act that me personally, principals and teachers do not appreciate.
And candidate number 3, in what ways will you attempt to cut down on bullying?
Hello, my name is Aaliyah Williamson. I will cut down on bullying by if someone was to get texts.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the presidential candidate debate. I'm going to go ahead and each one of you are going to be responding to some questions. I'm going to ask one candidate a question. We're going to hear their response, and then I'm going to select one of you to respond back to that question. After that, then I'm going to move on to the next candidate, to another candidate, ask them a question, and allow someone to respond back. Okay? Let's go ahead and start with Samantha. In what ways will you attempt to cut down on bullying?
I would try to, if I see it, if I hear about it, if someone else sees it, I would like for them to step up and tell them, or even tell another student, so that they would be able to stop it before it gets too hard on them, to where they have to stop what they're doing and they are hurting their studies. And I would advise them to tell someone, even a parent, another student, someone that would be able to get the job done.
Okay, thank you. And Sydney, let's hear your response to in what ways will you attempt to cut down on bullying?
I believe there is no place in our school for bullying. I suggest we should put up a suggestion box called the bully box. Anyone can report a bully without putting their name on it, so they will be unknown, because many people are afraid to report bullying because they're scared they'll be calling you snitch and stuff, so they would be unknown and they could still report bullies.
Okay. Thank you. Ja'Cory, what are your ideas concerning uniform expectations? Examples, coats, belts, and jewelry.
Well, we share where we want to wear, but the uniforms are a state of being. And they can tell us where we were if we get lost.
Okay, thank you. Kaya, I'd like to hear what you have to say for what are your ideas concerning uniform expectations, and some examples are coats, belts, and jewelry.
I think it's a good idea because when you wear a uniform, you look as if you are participating in the school and you all look as one.
Okay, thank you. Melvin, are there ways in which the transition from one class to another can change to cut down on tardies?
Yes, the time limit should be longer. Instead of like 5 minutes, it should be 7 minutes, because sometimes students have to do number 2 in the restroom, and that takes some time. And then like some people want to hang out with their friends, and like that makes them late sometimes.
Okay, and Samantha, are there ways in which the transition from one class to another can change to cut down on tardies?
I think it's completely the opposite. I think we should have shorter time to where you don't have time to go around the building 4 or 5 times. So if you got maybe 2 minutes, that's enough time to get from one class to another. You could talk to your friends after school or in the beginning of school. Because I get to class on time, I've never been tardy. And I don't talk to anybody. I just go straight to my classrooms.
Okay, thank you, Samantha. Kaya, what ideas do you have concerning being able to have more privileges in the cafeteria during lunch?
Well, I say that if we're well behaved, I think we should have the privilege of sitting where we want and have the privilege of talking as long as we don't get too loud.
Okay, thank you. Sydney, what ideas do you have concerning being able to have more privileges in the cafeteria during lunch?
I'm going to address the issue of us talking at lunch and sitting with whoever we would like, because lunch, in my opinion, is a lunch break, which is a break from school. I think we should have a little bit of freedom to talk to whoever we would like.
Okay, good. And let's go ahead. Ja'Cory, are there any ways in which the transition from one class to another can change to cut down on tardies?
Well, no. I mean, like, if we're late, and if we get 3 tardies, that we should, if you're late, you should get that. I mean, like, you should have been there on time and on schedule. You just can't be late to all your classes, and, you just can't,
Okay, thank you. And Melvin, in what ways will you attempt to cut down on bullying?
I'll have this no bullying rule where if the teacher spots somebody bullying or the student tell that they're bullying, the bully will get suspended or they will go to ISS for the whole week.
Okay. And thank you. Candidates, I appreciate your answers and I wish you the best of luck on your election.